there, Latin 1. So we got through chapter 9, the second scariest chapter of the whole book. Now we're into chapter 10. So here is the glossary for you for chapter 10. Page 71, chapter 10, departure. First word we see, Interrea. Interrea means meanwhile. Inter is actually an adjective that means between. And then ea is like these things. So between these things, in other words, meanwhile. Okay? Gerrit. Gerrit. Now, gerrit comes from gero, gerera. Yeah, they did that. So this means to wear. And this is different than donning. Okay, donning is where you put it on. Wearing is what you do. Like, I'm currently wearing an amazing shirt. I donned it earlier. Okay, so gerrit means to wear. Okay, gero, gerera. You bet. You bet is eubeo, eubere. So it's a second. Eubeo, eubere is actually where we get words like justice, but it'll be a while before you get that. So right now, just when someone orders you, you say, you bet. Alius. We actually saw this in the last chapter. Alius, alia, means another or other, or sometimes it means some. And yeah, so alius, alia. This is actually where we get the word alias from. My alias, it's another name. Kista. Kista. This means trunk. I don't want you to say chest because later on it gets weird. So trunk. So kista, kistai. Feminine means trunk. Ponera. Ponera. Okay. Ponera comes from pono, ponera. You can see that it's a third. This is actually where we get the word deposit from, and you'll see why later. So this is to put or to place. Okay. In itinera. So in itinera. Itinera comes from iter itineris. So in itinera means on a journey. Always translate it that way. Don't say while traveling. Just say on a journey. This is ablative. Okay. Liberi. Liberi. Liberi, liberorum. It's masculine. It means children. If you only have girls, then you would say puellae. You'd say girls. If you don't know the gender, then you assume that it's masculine because Rome literally invented a patriarchy. Actually, technically, Greece did because it's a Greek word, but you get the idea. It's a patriarchy, so you assume masculine gender. Okay, so liberi. Gerera solent. So gerera we saw from Gerrit, right? So gerera, it's just kind of fun to say, and now that I'm seeing it in the video, it's kind of fun to see myself saying it. I look like a Muppet saying gerera. But gerera solent. Soleo, solere, which means to be accustomed to something. And I want you to translate it as to be accustomed to, okay? Do not say usually. So they are accustomed, and then it will take an infinitive. So they're accustomed to an infinitive. So solent, gero, they are accustomed to wear. And don't say to wearing, to wear. Keep it as bad English. Ipse. Ipse. Ipse means himself. And it doesn't mean like he hurt himself. It means he himself did it. Is what we call an emphatic. He's emphasizing. I myself did this. Ipse. Stat. Stat. Stat comes from sto, stare, which means to stand. So he stands. Okay? Stat is where we get station, stationary, statistics, stats, stuff like that. Via. Via. Via means road. Via, vi means roads, feminine. This is where we get the word via from, or viaduct. Yeah. The next word, baculum. Baculum. Now, I don't want you to make a card for this word just yet. We'll get to it in chapter 15. But baculum means, cross out stick. It means rod or beating wand. Okay? So yeah, it's a good one. Interesting fun fact: a baboon has a bone in its penis, and that bone is called a baculum. In fact, walruses have that too. I know a lot about mammals and the bones that they have. Yeah. So a baculum means rod. or a beating wand, okay? And so as you can see in his hand, he has a beating wand, and it's for beating people. It's not just a stick. A stick is a virga, a branch is a ramus, but a bakalum is something you went and you made, and you like, you know, took all the branches off it, and you finished it, and maybe you polished it, and it's a good beating wand, okay? The next one you see is habet. Habet. That comes from habeo habere, which means to have. It's actually literally where we get the word have from. It means he or she holds. It's a second. The next one, skelestus. Skelestus. Now, the feminine of that would be skelesta. Okay? So it means wicked. So it's bad. It has to do with crime or dirtiness in Latin. The last word I'll hit you with, because then we're going to do another video for the rest of the vocab, is cross. Cross. This is where we get procrastinate from. Okay, it means tomorrow. You put it off for tomorrow. Pro meaning for, procrastinate. Put it off for tomorrow. All right, so that's the last one I'm going to stop with right now, and then we're going to do the rest of the vocab in the next video. All right, I'll hit the button.